Hi everyone. So this week we are talking about rise and reemerge. And I have to admit that this topic has really gotten my brain going because the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of rising and emerging, just emerging, is this idea of spiral dynamics and integral theory, right? So in spiral dynamics, we're in this constant evolution and spiral upwards, and we enter these different levels, and in these different levels we behave and show up differently in the world, and we believe different things about the world, and we see the world from a different perspective. And so what often happens is that when we are spiraling up, we'll hit something that we thought was in the past. We thought that we had already healed it, or we had already handled it, or it wasn't running our lives anymore. And then all of a sudden we're back in it, and we're realizing that there's more to do. There's more healing to do. There's more to understand, kind of this deeper level of understanding. And I know for a lot of people, myself included, that when this happens, we can get really frustrated. I know for myself, I can get really frustrated when I thought that I had healed something and it comes back around in this other way. And all of a sudden I'm having to look at it again. And what I've come to understand, and what really helps me to not get as frustrated when these things come up, or when I have these situations come up where I'm like, I thought I healed that. We're back here again? Really? What helps me to realize is that I'm on this next evolution. I'm in this next spiral up of the understanding and the depth of clarity and healing in the circumstance, whatever it may be. And so in that way, we really aren't ever returning to this problem. It really isn't, oh, this again, but it's, oh, this in a deeper way, this with a clearer understanding, this from this new level of consciousness that I am at. And so when I'm able to look at things from that way, it makes it not quite so overwhelming, and it makes it not quite so frustrating that, yep, we're having to deal with this again. And so then it's really interesting, because if you think about, that's the rising, right? And even though we're ever rising up, we're spiraling, and so it's not a straight up and down like we want it to be. And it's also, it's the smooth, gentle, but also we're going to hit these things over and over and over again at these varying levels of consciousness. And so then it's almost like there is this re-emergence, because every time we enter a new understanding, or we gain deeper clarity and knowing about a situation or a challenge that continues to come up in our lives repeatedly in these patterns or situations, we are re-emerging at another level of consciousness, either a deeper level of consciousness or a higher level of consciousness, however you choose to look at it, because higher and deeper and bigger and smaller and right and wrong and good and bad and all of that are just perspectives, right? They're not the truth. So we are re-emerging into another level of consciousness every time that we go back and we look at this thing, or we have this situation come up from another direction or another perspective or another point of view. And that is so powerful, because every time it comes back around, all of a sudden we can go from, this again, to, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I have such an amazing, deeper understanding of this situation than I have ever had before. Woohoo, this again. So I hope you will join us on Sunday. I'm looking forward to diving deeper into the subject. I know that I am going to have more thoughts about this over the week, and that I will have lots of ideas, and I look forward to hearing your ideas as well. So join us, and I love you all so much.